Reminds me of Terminator 2. It's John Connor, of course. On the old Avon at the moment, and just came through Avon Lock. Mum's not with us today because I had to walk back 10 miles yesterday to get the car, and I could do it. It would probably be like 15 miles though, but the thing is I would need another day. I couldn't do it today because my feet would be hurting too much, but Dad's going to work tomorrow, so Mum's going to meet us there instead. She will do this section when we come back upstream. But yeah, we're just going to go on to River Severn in a minute. And we had a nice little look around Teweksbury. I'm not sure if it will be in this video, or it might be a standalone video because I vlogged walking back, so that might be its own video because it will be so long. It might be on the other channel, it might be on this channel, I don't know yet. But yeah, so we looked around Teweksbury. We had a really nice kebab last night, really nice, lots of kebab meat. Nice chips, and that was from the Abbey Friar.
Yeah, enjoyed that. Which way, left or right?
Left, downstream.
Oh.
So we're on the Severn now, and we're just coming up to Upper Lode lock, and that's the only lock until
we've got to let them know in a minute. Gloucester. Is this where we've got to let them know?
No, this is not Gloucester lock. The guys let Upper Lode know we're coming. But yeah, so we're heading down to Gloucester docks today and onto the Gloucester and Sharpness Canal. Back on the mighty River Severn now. Last time we were on here we were fighting against the current up to Stourport. Oh my god, it's a bloody Anglo-Welsh. They'll be coming in here though. Yeah, going down to Gloucester docks should be about 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. This section can be affected by the tide. I don't think it is at the moment. But if you get spring tide, it comes over the weir, so that can affect things. And yeah, let's go. Well, this is the map of the UK Canal Network. Everything in red is what we cruised before. Now we're here down at Teweksbury on the River Severn. We're just going to be making our way down Upper Lode Lock and into the semi-tidal section between Upper Lode Lock and Gloucester. We'll then cruise down here with the tide, taking us down to Gloucester docks, and then eventually when we get to Gloucester docks we'll call them up, get them to open the lock gates and go inside, because it is quite a dangerous manoeuvre. Once we're on the Gloucester and Sharpness Canal, we'll head along it for a bit, get out of Gloucester and more in Hardwicky, 20 miles and 2 lock. Right, so we have not gone through Upper Lode Lock because you can never guess what.
There's a big spring tide.
Yep.
And a bore behind it.
And I was right, I meant to say through this lock it was semi-tidal, but it's fully tidal today. And so much so that he said that this lock is a 7-foot drop, and when the tide's up there's going to be no drop. So in fact we'd probably be going up, not down. So I think it's going to go over this weir, and that doesn't usually happen. I mean, when it's not even a spring tide, it sometimes doesn't even go over the weir at
it's pretty close to the top of the weir now, but 11 o'clock is going to hit this.
So yeah, we've got to wait for an hour.
Otherwise we'll be pushing all the way down to Gloucester.
And if we go down with the tide, it's going to be 2 hours, so we're going to be going very fast. And I did sort of know about this because it was so much so there was an article about it on the 18th and 19th of what is it?
September.
No, it is the 18th, of course. Already. Yeah, 18th of September. There's going to be a tidal bore. I was like, oh, hang on, let me check my calendar. Oh wow, that's the exact day I'm doing it. Brilliant. But I didn't think it would affect this part that bad. But yeah, it will.
Pushing all the fresh water back up.
Kingfisher just flew past.
So we'll have to wait for. This is what banks that they love. These earth banks. It's what kingfishers love. Dig their nests in them. But we'll have to wait for 11 o'clock, and that will be high tide up here. And then we'll start dropping back after that, and then we'll have an easier ride. Because he said we'll be fighting it all the way. Down to Gloucester, which is, you don't really want to be fighting it there. Extra fuel, more pressure on the engine, so he said wait till 11 o'clock and we'll go through.
Yes, I've got to let Mum know now.
Yeah.
Half an hour later, a boat came out the lock who had come up with the tide, and then a little bit after that, a wide beam came along and went into the lock. We knew then at this point it was time to head down with the current. We headed through Upper Lode Lock, which didn't take long at all because it was practically level with the weir, and we were just on the ebb of the tide at the moment. It had just stopped coming in and wasn't quite going out yet. You can just see how much this river can flood with the stilts that the caravans are on. This is the Hall Bridge in and is the only visitor mooring pontoon on this section of river. I wouldn't recommend staying here though, because this is a semi-tidal section of river. You need to stick to the right-hand side of the river here because these cliffs here have eroded so much into the river that it's made it very shallow, and there is actually a couple of sunken boats over the other side that have been caught on the shallows.
Bench up there, picnic bench. It's quite ready to go every time.
At this point, the current was noticeably changing and going out, so we were starting to speed up. I legitimately thought this was a crocodile for a bit there. We then reached the partings. This is where the River Severn continues down towards the sea, and there used to be a lock there, and that lock would have taken you down onto the River Severn further, and you could have gone out into the sea or onto the Herefordshire and Gloucestershire Canal, which is a beautiful canal that is unfortunately abandoned and being restored at the moment. That went up into Hereford, but this way we have to call Gloucester docks and let them know we're coming so they can prepare the lock and get it ready for us to shoot in there and avoid the Weir Channel. Calling him up, he said the lock will be ready for us, which was great, and there was 2 boats heading our way, which was not so great because it is quite narrow through here and shallow, but the current is still very fast. We met boat number 1 here in a very decent wide spot, so we were okay with that. We then met boat number 2 here, a narrowboat, in a good spot too, thankfully none of them were on corners. It was then in sight, Gloucester dock, and the lock to safety was just ahead and open and waiting for us. We just had to get past the super strong weir channel which many boats have been sucked down to and have been a victim of. This bit is quite serious and nothing to be joked about, because even though we're on a spring tide, there can be worse spring tides than this. Hint, hint. Anyway, we made it safely into the lock and we were very happy that the stress was over. And now we've reached it finally, after 3.5 years on the boat, Gloucester docks. Elizabeth I granted Gloucester with the status of custom port in 1580. The first customs house was at the Old Quay, but tolls and lots of ships were coming in before that, and the Old Quay was in its day the New Quay. The River Severn splits here into 3 different sections, and the split in the river was the reason why Romans settled here in the first place, because it was the most southerly crossing into Wales. Around the 18th century, interest began in building a ship canal because the tidal section of the River Severn was so difficult to navigate, and that's when the second quay was taken out of action and the development of the first main basin here was built. In 1793, Parliament gave the go-ahead to build a ship canal to negate the difficult navigation of the tidal section of the river. By 1797, the main basin had been dug out, and the canal took another 20 years, the last years being influenced by Thomas Telford. It was dug 18 feet deep by hand and 36 feet wide, and opened in 1827, allowing boats of a maximum weight of 600 tons and 190 feet long and 29 feet wide. It was the biggest canal in England and a true ship canal. Obviously, pretty much all commercial trade has ceased now on this canal, but you can still get some hefty big old boats come along this canal.
It's raining, so we're leaving the car now.
Well, as you can see, we've made it down to Gloucester docks, or Gloucester Sharpness Canal. It's not the next day, it's quite a bit hot now and the sun's out and it's lovely weather. But yeah, we made it. It's a bit worrying, really. Just as they said, about 11:15 we'd go through the lock, and about that time a wide beam showed up. They went in.
Sorry, that's Trinity Lighthouse. Trinity Lighthouse boats. They go up and down the Bristol Channel.
Oh.
And the reason they go up and down the Bristol Channel is because the mud banks and sand banks move so much. They go up and down. I've seen them when I've been fishing off Ilfracombe. And they basically go up and down and guide the boats to show them where the channel is.
Yeah.
And I've seen these where I've been fishing off of Capstone, going up and down all night.
Moving lighthouse.
Owned by Trinity House, which runs all the lighthouses, isn't that? Beautiful bits of kit they are.
Yeah, so we made it, but we were a bit worried because yeah, wide beam joined us and then we went down with them.
Habitat, I think.
Looks like this bridge does lift.
Yeah, I know it does. Look at that.
Yeah.
But I think someone's living on that boat now, Josh. He watches you, Josh.
Oh. Oh, really, mate? Cheers, thank you. Yeah, we're a bit worried because it's a spring tide today, knowing our luck.
Yeah, it's a bit powerful tide today.
We survived.
Nice to see you.
But we've made it, we're a bit worried because we were told several horror stories, and the fact that it was a 9.6 metre tide. And it only needs to be a 7.6 to go over the weir. And yeah, it was a 9, yeah. But tide turned and then we were going about 2 miles per hour, we were going about 7 miles per hour fast. We were going about 2 miles per hour faster than we were when we started, about 7 miles per hour. And made it to the partings. That was worrying as well because you didn't know where to go. But it's kind of clear because there's a big sign once you got there. And yeah, so we made it down there, then we called the lock keeper, let him know that we were coming.
They've all been lovely, the lock keepers,
Yeah,
haven't they? Really
yeah.
nice people.
Not like the Thames.
No.
I'm not speaking for all the Thames lock keepers, but there's a few on them.
There's a couple on the Thames that are nice. We've got Sandown, so he's lovely, but the rest are very...
Sonning.
I wouldn't say they're horrible, they're very bureaucratic.
Yeah.
A lot of them are ex-Navy, ex-military, and they're ex-officers, so that's the way they are. My granddad
Looking at a nice little basin.
Cosy, isn't it?
Yeah. Thankfully the gates were open when we got there, so we went straight in. But it wasn't that strong anyway. I was expecting it to be stronger, but I think they're very cautious and a bit dramatic, I'll say.
It is still very strong. The weir's not directly there. It basically goes off on another tributary down to a weir. But for Olive to get sucked down there, you'd have to either go down backwards first or frontwards first. You'd end up just pinned against the side
I think
there.
you'd probably push against that current as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had the anchor out just in case.
Even on a spring tide, you could feel it, couldn't you, the current? But Olive's, or any boat over 57 foot, I don't think would go down that sideways. You'd be pinned against it, and that's it. But
So Mum needed a wee, so she
went for a cafe.
Yeah, went to a cafe, but then realised the market was on. So then she had a look around the market. I think she's bought us a pork pie or something.
Spoiling us.
Yeah. But she's at Aldi's at the moment. In I don't know, Cudigly. Cudigly? Is that how you say it?
Hardwick, I can see up there.
Cudigly. That's Hardwicky.
Oh,
So yeah, we're going to...
Hardwicky.
Well, Mum drove down the dirt track to Hardwicky. Well, there was parking there. Well, I thought it was. I told Mum, you're going to have to go down there and see if we can. And she couldn't, so she had to go back up the lane. So we have to go a little bit further now to Ipney and Park End Bridge Swing. Yeah, look how close the estuary is. You can just walk down there and you go alongside it. Anyway, let's
Might be worth going down looking at the birds and wildlife. See what's floating about.
you have to bring your head or anything.
That has to be the weirdest shaped narrowboat I think I've ever seen. This is Hardwicky, and over this side is a little lane, but there's no parking here really. This is where we wanted to park, but Mum discovered that, yeah, you can't park there. There used to be an old swing bridge here too, but this one's out of action. We decided to moor up in this lovely spot here, but then discovered when Mum came back that it was too far to get the rest of the shopping. But I wasn't sure if there was any moorings further down, but Mum said there were, so we headed down there and moored up close to the car.
Squares.
What happens for the next 2 days?
Then went and got the shopping and called it a day. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.